Welcome to the intro to the ACT science section. So just to let you guys know, the first time I ever did an ACT science section, I completely bombed it. I literally was like, what the hell is this? I remember running out of time and being really frustrated. And I was like, the ACT science section is so stupid. I hate this section. And I think a lot of students hate the ACT science section for the same reasons. They take it for the first time and it's unlike anything they've ever seen before. And many students avoid taking the ACT altogether because this section scares them off. They say they can't do well in the science section or they're not good at science. Well, when I looked at the ACT science section a little bit closer and did some research, I found out the reason I did so crappy the first time is because my strategy was completely wrong. So unlike the math and English sections of the ACT, which has a lot to do with what you know in terms of math rules, like you need to know the Pythagorean theorem to do a Pythagorean theorem problem. You need to know your comma rules to do well on the problems that have commas in them. Well, you don't need to know anything about science. It's all about the strategy. So all you need to know is included within the experiment. And the biggest misinterpretation or misconception about this is, science in terms of high school. The ACT science section has nothing to do, absolutely nothing to do with the science that you're taught in high school. So think of this section less of a science section and more of a interpreting text, graphs, and charts section. So let's talk about the strategy. First and foremost, and this is what really screwed me up the first time I took it, don't waste your time reading the experiment. It's completely worthless to do this, especially since you have 35 minutes to do 40 problems. So that's just a little over 50 seconds per problem. So instead of doing this, go immediately to the first question. And when you go to the first question, I want you to read the question and then immediately read all four answer choices. Usually these experiments have text with at least 2 to 3 charts or graphs. The key in reading the question and the answer choices is to get clues to figure out which chart, graph, or which part of the text to focus on in order to identify which part of the experiment we'll find our answer for. If you don't quite understand this, don't worry, because I'm going to show you how to do it in the next video where we'll go through an entire ACT science part together. I'm a huge proponent of eliminating answer choices. So before trying to find the right answer, make sure you eliminate as many of the wrong answer choices as possible. This is what killed me as well. Don't dwell, don't come back to it, answer and move on. So let's break this down. Don't dwell means make sure you don't take too long on each problem. Remember, you have about 50 seconds per problem. It's probably okay if you spend an extra 10 to 15 seconds on a specific problem. But if you find that you're spending over like a minute and a half or 2 minutes per se, you're going to be in trouble. If you do this on too many problems, then I guarantee you that you're not going to finish. It makes no sense to spend too much time on two to three problems if you can't even get to the last 5 to 10 problems. You're going to end up leaving way too many points on the table. Next, don't come back to it. So don't ever say you're going to skip a question and come back to it later, because this is such a time intensive test that you probably won't have any extra time to come back to any questions. Just eliminate what answer choices you can, take your best guess, educated guess, and move on. Remember, there's no guessing penalty on the ACT, so there's absolutely 0 point in leaving anything blank. So make sure you answer every single question. Now we're just going to practice. We're going to take all these strategies that we talked about and we're going to put them to use. So I want you to print out the ACT science practice section. It has to do with birds or their beak sizes. And let's get started. So I'll see you in the next video.